We are 1 week away from the Iowa Republican caucuses as candidates are making a last-minute push for support. Meanwhile, President Biden is calling out some of his potential general election challengers on the campaign trail. CBS News chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett joins me now. Major, good to see you. 1 week out from Iowa. In your estimation, what should people be looking at the most as we approach next week?
You should watch this last week, Jeff. It's really important. Why do I say that? Well, in 2016, the last time there was a competitive Iowa Republican caucus, 45% of Republican caucus attendees decided their choice in the last week. 35% decided in the last 3 days. And of those who decided late, many broke to someone who came in third then, a close third, Marco Rubio, 1 percentage point behind Donald Trump. And it's also worth reminding ourselves, Jeff, that going into those caucuses, Trump had a 4-point lead in the polls. He ended up losing by 4 percentage points, meaning an 8-point shift. I'm not suggesting that the Iowa caucus results are uncertain right now. Trump does have a big lead. But I'm watching something very closely just today, Jeff, and what is that? Former President Trump's campaign has put out no fewer than 4 statements today ripping into Nikki Haley. What does this tell us? That tells us that the Trump campaign senses something is happening for Nikki Haley in Iowa and needs to beat that back, needs to knock that down if possible, because there could be that late surge. And the Trump campaign also knows Haley is well positioned in New Hampshire. They don't want a surge for her in Iowa that begets a bigger surge in New Hampshire. So this final week is really important. And
sometimes those surges happen quickly. Meanwhile, President Biden did kick off his 2024 campaign with events focused on the state of democracy and January 6th, 3 years after it happened just last week. He made a speech today sort of trying to link the MAGA movement with the Confederacy. Why does he think that's a winning strategy? Is it?
Friday and today, 2 speeches from the president identifying the future of American democracy as central to the question before the country in 2024. It's really the second kickoff to the Biden campaign because there was one earlier last fall where the Biden re-election campaign was focused almost entirely on the economy. And there's an old saying in politics, Jeff, no matter how much you repeat something, if people don't personally believe it, they're not going to buy it. And that's sort of where the Biden-Harris campaign finds itself on the economy. Though the numbers are good, people are not giving him credit and are not feeling it yet. So they've shifted. It's a great meaning sizable tactical shift away from the economy towards something else where they find polling is in their favor. Most Americans don't support what happened on January 6th, don't want pardons for those who assaulted the Capitol and beat up cops, and are very suspicious of Trump's rhetoric about January 6th and what he might do as president again. That is safer political polling terrain for the president to be in, and he's decided to lean into it around the 3rd anniversary of January 6th.
Major, two Democrats who want to challenge Biden for the nomination, who don't think he should be president again, Dean Phillips and Marianne Williamson, just debated. Are people paying attention to that?
No. The short answer, Jeff, is no. They just are not. Right now, the Democratic Party, top to bottom, is completely with the president and Vice President Harris in their re-election battle. Though there are private conversations about worries about that and hesitation and sense of jitteriness about the polls, they are still locked in with Biden-Harris and the re-election campaign. And the last 2 speeches, Friday and today, got rousing receptions, and they're the kind of things the White House will indicate to its core supporters. Pay attention to this. This is why you should rally to this cause.
With all due respect to those workers who are no doubt working hard on the Phillips and Williamson campaigns.
No doubt.
Major, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks.